Introduction, 1 minute. Hey everyone, welcome to this nostalgic journey through the 90s. Today, we're going to take a trip down memory lane and revisit some of the best things about the decade that brought us some of the most iconic moments in pop culture. From music and movies to TV shows and toys, the 90s truly had it all, and I can't wait to share some of my favorite memories with you. So, let's dive in. Segment 1, Music, 2 minutes. First up, let's talk about the music of the 90s. This was the decade that gave us everything from grunge and hip-hop to boy bands and girl power. From Nirvana and Pearl Jam to TLC and Spice Girls, the 90s were truly the golden age of music. We'll take a look at some of the biggest hits of the decade and reminisce about what made them so special. Remember the angst of the grunge era with Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit? Or how about the soulful melodies of Boyz II Men's End of the Road? And who could forget the girl power anthem that was Wannabe by the Spice Girls? From rock to pop, the 90s had something for everyone. Segment 2, Movies, 3 minutes. Next, let's talk about the movies of the 90s. This was the era of the blockbuster, with films like Titanic, Jurassic Park, and The Lion King breaking box office records left and right. But the 90s also gave us some of the most beloved cult classics of all time, like Clueless, Dazed and Confused, and Pulp Fiction. We'll take a trip down memory lane and revisit some of the most iconic movie moments of the decade. Remember how you felt when you watched Rose and Jack's love story unfold on the doomed Titanic? Or the awe you felt when you saw the dinosaurs come to life in Jurassic Park? And who could forget the heartwarming story of Simba and his journey to become king in The Lion King? From tearjerkers to action-packed adventures, the 90s had it all. Segment 3, TV shows, 3 minutes. No discussion of the 90s would be complete without talking about the TV shows that defined the decade. From Friends and Seinfeld to The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Saved by the Bell, the 90s gave us some of the most beloved and long-lasting TV shows of all time. We'll take a look back at some of the most memorable episodes and characters from these classic shows. Remember how you felt when Ross and Rachel finally got together on Friends? Or the laughter that erupted when Kramer burst through the door on Seinfeld? And who could forget the iconic dance moves of Carlton Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? From catchphrases to sitcoms, the 90s had it all. Segment 4, Toys and Games, 2 minutes. Finally, let's talk about the toys and games of the 90s. This was the era of Tamagotchis, Beanie Babies, and Pokémon, with kids around the world clamoring to get their hands on the latest and greatest toys and games. We'll take a look at some of the most popular toys and games of the decade and reminisce about the hours we spent playing with them. Remember the excitement of opening a pack of Pokémon cards and hoping to get your favorite character? Or the joy of taking care of your Tamagotchi and watching it grow and evolve? And who could forget the craze that was Beanie Babies, with collectors racing to get their hands on the rarest and most coveted stuffed animals? From video games to board games, the 90s had something for every kid and adult alike. Segment 5, Conclusion, 1 minute. And there you have it, folks. A trip down memory lane to the best decade ever, the 90s. From music and movies to TV shows and toys, the 90s truly had it all, and I hope this nostalgic journey brought back some of your fondest memories from the decade. So, tell me in the comments below, what was your favorite thing about the 90s? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more trips down memory lane. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.